I don't know about you guys, but I think I look pretty good for someone who's just crying their eyes out on the bathroom floor. I I just like transcended dimensions. I just had a very spiritual experience and whoa, holy fuck. Um okay, so got my period the other day and like endometriosis runs in my family. Like my grandma has it and she had to have a hysterectomy when she was 40. And I got my period quite young, like when I was like, I don't know, 9. It's crazy. Um, and like, I remember it being like painful and stuff when I was younger, but never as bad as it is now that I'm an adult. And especially like this past year, like, so I was living alone at the start of this year, and that's when I started getting like period cramps that would put me on my ass on the floor, like literally praying to God, which is what I was just doing. But when I lived alone, it was so scary because it was like there's no one here to like, help me through this. It's like I'm dealing with this all on my own. And it's like when it happens, like I physically, like whatever it is, like right down, like, I'm gonna stand up so you can see, like right at the bottom of like your pelvis, like whatever that is, it's just like there's like something, it feels like it's like impaled in there. So I can't even stand. I'm like walking like the fucking hunchback of Notre Dame. Dame, whatever the fuck. Okay. And it's not a vibe. I'm on my Quasimodo type shit. And so yesterday, so like I remember February and March, like because I got my period on my birthday and I was in so much pain on my birthday back in February. And there's someone blowing snow outside if you can hear noise. But um so over, like throughout the year, like it's kind of come and gone. And I remember, I think in the summer, I had a really bad one. And I was literally like, I woke up at like 5 a.m. and I was just like, the only way I can describe it is it turns me into this like carnal, animalistic version of myself where all I can do is like rock back and forth and like, and sometimes I even have to scream. And I think that's human of me. Okay. And usually my mom is like pretty good about it. She's just like, yeah, okay, whatever, let it out, girl. But okay. So yesterday, I I was just chilling. I was having a pretty good day. You know what I mean? Like my man calls me, like we're on the phone, it's whatever. And then I'm like, okay, like I was in my car smoking. I was like, I'm gonna go inside, I'm gonna order some dinner, like I'm just gonna have a chill, relaxing night. And then I'm like literally ordering food, and then I start getting like attack of the cramps. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so I'm like on the kitchen floor waiting for my food to get there. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in so much pain, whatever. And I was able to eat. Oh no, actually before I ate though, it's like I barely had anything in my stomach because I hadn't eaten a lot all day, like before that, but I was like rocking back and forth, and it's like I get this is so gross, but it's like warm water like comes rushing into my mouth, and all I can do is spit it out, or I was like spitting up bile, and I was like, okay, this is gross. But then I was able to eat. And then I took a bath, and the bath did help, and I did some nice things for myself. I moisturized my body. Like I let my body know, like, I'm here for you. I'm supporting you through this right now. Like, let me do nice things for you. I took a T3 and I went to bed, and then I woke up this morning and the pain was back. The pain was back. Okay, so I woke up at 9:30, tried to go to the bathroom, and I'm trying to walk there, fucking hunchbacking in again, like crying. And then I went back to sleep until like, I don't know, 1 p.m. and it was still bad. Like my mom, I have this hot water bottle. I love it so much. It is my best friend. My mom warmed it up for me. So yeah, I was like snuggling with that, but it was still really bad. And then I was in the bathroom and I just like, at this point, I'm just like, I've had enough. Because when this is the only pain in my life, I have the pain tolerance of a gladiator. Okay, until my period comes. And when like whatever is happening inside me when this happens, and doctors say it's just a fucking 4 millimeter cyst on my left ovary. And I really only feel that when I'm ovulating. But when I'm on my period, I'm like, this is something different. And it is deeply painful. Like 10 out of 10. And if I go to the hospital, all they're gonna do is fucking pump me full of pain medication, right? So I'm like in the bathroom, like I'm like crying and rocking back and forth. And I'm like, oh my God, like it's just like I got so victimy. It's the only time really at this point, like at this evolution, sorry, my hair is a fucking mess. At this point in like my evolution of being like a healed being, you know what I mean? Like the only thing that genuinely makes me want to ever in my life is this pain. It is I can't. Like I really hope I'm stressing that enough that it's just a lot. And so, my dad, obviously he's a man. And so he's like knocking on the bathroom door. He's like, "Are you okay in there?" And I open the door and I'm literally hunched over. Like I'm like, no, like I can't even stand up. And I'm just like rocking back and forth. He's like, "Well, do you want me to get you a Tylenol or whatever?" But it's just, when you're in pain like that, like I said, it's like something else takes over my body. Like I am animal. And so I'm like breathing and breathing. And then I just had to let out a scream. What else can you do? And then he doesn't like that. My dad, he doesn't like loud noises, but it's like, I'm not screaming at you. I'm screaming because I have all this pain trapped inside me. And if I don't scream, and it's just going to keep circulating through my energy system, and I need a release. I need a release of some sort, and like I can't punch something, so let me just scream. And so I did that, and he really didn't like that. And then it was like I was being condemned for screaming, because what I've noticed about my family is that it's like I can have a feeling, okay? And then if I express that feeling, if either of my parental figures is upset about it, their feelings about my feelings becomes even bigger than my feeling. And it's like, okay, why did I even have this feeling to begin with then? Because I guess like it doesn't fucking matter, because it doesn't matter if it upsets you, which is like so unvalid. So, and this actually, the fact that he got really upset about this made me mad, because I feel like a lot of the reason I experience so much like pain around like it's like your sacral chakra, right? Like your uterus, like your life force energy, right? And I have in this lifetime, I am dealing with oodles and oodles and oodles of like karma and trauma in that area. Okay. So it's like, I have things that I've been through that like I have had to reconcile with. Oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional, but it's like I've had to be like, oh fuck, like I did this. Like, some people might say that God wouldn't love me because I've done this, but it's like that's not true. I cry again. But like after, so I was assaulted like 5.5 years ago by multiple men whose names I still do not know. Do not know their names. The police couldn't even figure that out for me. And so I just feel like now it's like all this pain I feel in there, like it feels like that's that like that trauma, that like not knowing those people's names. And it's like their energy still lives in my body and it causes me so much pain. And it's like, how can I let go of this if I never got any justice, any like rest, like no answers. It's just like this happened to you and that sucks, but no one can help you, which is crazy. So after that, like when that happened to me 5.5 years ago, I felt like my mom made her feelings about it happening to me bigger than like the trauma I was going through, you know what I mean? Which like that was just really fucked up to me. So I was just, oh, after he screamed, my dad, he started yelling at me, and I'm like, you can't yell at me. And so I slammed the bathroom door, and it was like this whole thing. And then, oh my God, whatever, whatever. So again, it's just like I'm not allowed to have feelings because they might upset someone else. So, anyways, so I was on the bathroom floor for a good hour, rocking back and forth and back and forth. And I was saying, like whispering to myself, I was like, please God, like please, like I will do anything, like please just tell me what I have to do to make this stop because it hurts so bad. Like, and that's what frustrates me too. It's like my dad doesn't have a uterus. He's never been assaulted. He's never been through what I've been through. So it's like, you don't fucking understand. You can't tell me not to scream. You can't tell me not to scream. We do enough silencing of women on this earth. I will not be silenced in my own house. So, anyways, I'm running back and forth and back and forth. And then God starts telling me things. Um, and it's like he literally like said to me, like it has nothing to do with, what people might condemn you for, like whatever pain you're experiencing. Like, no, like that's just like that was part of your journey. But then there's this part. I haven't read the Bible front to back, but I did go to Catholic school, and I do know there's this part at some point in the Bible. I think a lot of motherfuckers betrayed Jesus, but someone betrayed Jesus, and I think he said to them, like, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not like what they've done," right? And so that's what I was literally saying. Like, I was just saying, like, because I like I was saying, like, fuck, I can't even talk right now, but like, what when I experience this like this pain, like it makes me feel very victim-y, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, why is this happening to me? And then my automatic instinct is always to like blame the people who assaulted me for like putting trauma in my uterus in that way, you know what I mean? Um, but so literally that's what popped in my head was like, forgive them for they know not what they have done, right? Well, and that's what I was telling him because I'm like, you know what? Like because we live in a weird, fucked up world, dude. Like the state of our world, like the way things happen and just like what everything that's going on right now, it's kind of like the only way that I can like get through it and like accept that like life is what it is to like look around and know that like my God is a kind God. Like my God is a God that gives everyone what they need. And even if it hurts sometimes, you know what I mean? It's like what that pain is like what motivates you to become better, right? And so I was telling God because I'm like, there's a J. Cole quote that I always come back to too. I think it's like the cutoff or something maybe that the song is, and he says, "I know vengeance is the Lord's and it's not for me," and that always comes back to me because I'm like, I could waste so much of my time and energy like seeking vengeance for the people who did this to me, or I could just ask God, like, okay, forgive them. Because I don't know if I can. I don't know their names, so I can't forgive them, but forgive them and give them what they need. Okay, that doesn't necessarily have to be sunshine and rainbows, but just give them what they need so that they learn from what they did to me. And then it was weird because it was like he almost said not like said back to me, like, forgive them, for they know not what they have done. And it's like from a different perspective, because it's like, like I'm telling him like, oh, like they were living unconsciously, like they're living in sin. They didn't realize like the magnitude of what they were doing and how that could impact me. But then it was like he made me look at it. This sounds crazy, but he made me look at it from like a different way. And it was like, um, forgive them because they know not what they've done. Like, forgive them because it's like, maybe they're off somewhere living lives. And like, if you ever pop in their head or they even remember what they did to you, it's like they're assuming that you're like some devastated, miserable person, like failing at life and like, giving into your trauma, but they don't know how much good they did for me because I wouldn't be the person I am today if I didn't go through all of that. But it just sucks because it's still living in my body and I don't know how to get rid of it. Don't know how to get rid of it. And I don't want to bring it into the next chapter of my life, like I don't want to make someone that I love responsible for things that men that I don't even know did to me years ago. Like I just want to put it behind me. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I think I want to try. There's like EMDR therapy or something, and maybe I would even try like Reiki or whatever, but it's just like I've done the talk therapy. It's been 5.5 years. I can't, like, I don't want to keep doing it like this, but and it's so like, as I was sitting there and like as I came to all of those realizations, it literally is like that was like what made the pain go away. Like I was able to stand up and like come here and just like sit down and say all of this. And then it's like healing is a lot. It's a lot of work, but I feel very dedicated to it because it's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's the only thing that keeps bringing me back to myself is to heal more and more and more. So I'm gonna keep doing that. And I hope maybe this helps someone else heal too. Or if not, then it's just me crying into my computer. Okay, bye.